Welcome to the News and Editorial Toolkit. This is an area that has changed dramatically over the last 15 years. When I started out in my career, you had to worry about the local newspaper, perhaps a regional magazine, and very occasionally regional TV, and once in a blue moon national TV. The structures were very clearly defined and you knew exactly what you had to provide, but that has changed out of all recognition. Look at any form of news and you've got multiple different channels, you've got lots of different options, you've got a mix between people who are doing it professionally as broadcasters, but the amateur side of news, if you like, through amateur blogging sites online, people are using those more and more. YouTube, Twitter, those are becoming established news channels. So it's a question of who do you trust, how do you get hold of that information. So it's a very, very different and complex environment. Now you've got to understand and use that technology and get the right information out to the right people. But I think it's also easy to get lost in that technology and lose sight of what the core element of the communication is all about. Because you've probably shared this experience, when you go online or on satellite TV, you often see a plethora of choice, but the quality isn't always there. So in this multi-channel age, content really is king. And I think when you're looking at news editorial, what you need to remember is that at the heart of any good piece of news or broadcasting is a good story. And we all love stories. Telling stories goes back millennia in terms of how we develop our culture, how we communicate with each other. So that is an area where I feel we're particularly strong. We can help you tell a good story about what you're about as an organisation, what you're trying to achieve, and do it in a way that involves your readers or your viewers, that draws them into the story, gets them involved, gets them passionate about the things that you care about. And that is what we'd like to do and to help you with. And the principles of clear communications, concise, compelling, plain English, jargon-free, all of those help to enhance your communication. Let me give you an example. I'll tell you a little bit of a story, see if I can draw you into that. I started my career, as I said, 25 years ago, sat on a park bench in Berkeley Square in Bristol and walked into a company that had the word publishing on its name plaque just outside, and met a slightly crazy, idiosyncratic Australian whose, I think, ambition was to be the next Rupert Murdoch. But he got me involved in the idea of an expatriate newspaper. From that we then got into other publishing ventures, doing newsletters for different organisations, and that's how I got drawn into this fascinating field of publishing and PR. And that is my story. That's how I got there, and I'd like to help you tell your story.